Starting the show. Show has started. Who will start the show?
Steve, start the show.
Wait, it started?
We started, man. Go.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to What's the Odds with Steve Renazizi. As you can tell and see, I am not in the studio. I am on the phone from hot as fuck New York. It is hot as hell out here. Our relocation is in the middle of happening, so we'll figure out audio, video stuff next week, but this is the best you're going to get from me this week. But in studio, I can't see them. I believe they're there. It's Lucas Harrell and Brenton Middleton, my two cohorts.
Congrats on moving into an underground bunker.
It sounds like you guys, it sounds to me like you're in a bunker. Do I sound good? Can you hear me?
You sound like Saddam Hussein in the last weeks of his hiding out.
So not great.
Not great.
Fuck.
If you want to plug him in and do FaceTime audio, that would sound better. Just plug one of your phones in and call him.
Oh.
Yeah, let's do that. Sloppy.
Yeah.
I called Brenton.
Sloppy
or you want me to call you guys?
No, let's try this.
Lucas is going to call you.
All right. Should I hang up?
Yeah.
Wait, okay, so FaceTime him straight
audio.
up.
FaceTime audio.
All right.
And we can edit all of this out, right, Aaron? Even though we are live right now. We're live right now. We can edit this out.
There is that.
We're paying no money for quality content.
You got him.
Is that better?
Plug him in.
Plug him in.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Hey.
Turn him up on your phone.
Okay.
Why is it not?
Well, I have him on actual FaceTime, so.
Yeah, I should still get the audio.
Yeah, you're not?
No.
Okay,
plug
here.
him in.
Oh, wait, here.
Hear me now?
There we
There
go.
we go.
There it is.
That's way
Yes.
better.
You can hear me.
Yes,
Yeah, way
that's
better.
Way
Way
better.
clearer.
Now we can start the show. All right, start it over.
We
Aaron.
already started.
Start it
Again.
over. Take two.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the podcast. It's July 7th, 2021. I'm officially a New York resident. I'm here. I got a driver's license because mine expired on the 4th of July. I'm already legal in the state of New York. I can now play Bethpage Black for the resident rate, which I plan on doing. And soon I can buy medical marijuana here as well. So things are looking up. I'm fortunately not in the studio. I'm sweating my ass off here in New York. It's very hot, but thankfully Brenton and Lucas are there. Now they can hear me. Now it's official. And so we're going to go on from here. You guys started off by saying you couldn't figure out how to do the technology stuff because you guys were talking about the Cowboys. What in the fucking world is so important about the Cowboys that you couldn't set this thing up for me properly?
You didn't hear about this?
I heard Hard Knocks.
Yes.
I heard it.
Yes. Again.
Third time.
This is great news.
Third time's a charm.
It's good news if you're a Giants fan because look, we'll get a real good look on the inside as to what the hell's going on over there. We'll also, the teams don't do well that are on that show traditionally.
No, they do not.
And the most important fact, because I believe that, is the fact that we are not the team they selected. So I'm happy about that. What were you guys saying? I didn't hear. Go ahead.
Well, I was just disappointed because, I think the Cowboys' offense for fantasy purposes is going to be sneaky. And now that they'll be highlighted on Hard Knocks, everybody's going to reach for everybody on that offense, which happens every year. Whatever team's featured on Hard Knocks, people overdraft everybody.
Dude, really, besides Ezekiel Elliott, really, would you want to draft right now based on anything you know right today?
CeeDee Lamb.
Okay, but that's under the assumption that he's going to have a really healthy, great quarterback to throw him the ball.
Steve,
right?
He didn't have a really great, healthy quarterback last year, and he still did really well. Now he's got another year. Second-year wide receivers tend to make a huge leap, and Dak coming back should be good to go. That offense was very good. They have a terrible defense, so they're always going to have to score 40 points a game. There's a lot of pieces there that I would want that I could get a few rounds later if they weren't on HBO every week.
I just feel like there's really only one first-round draft pick, depending on the size of your league, on that team, and it's Ezekiel Elliott. You're not drafting CeeDee Lamb before Ezekiel Elliott.
No,
You're not even
of course
CeeDee
not.
Lamb in the first probably 4 or 5 rounds.
Well, now you might have to get him in the 3rd or 4th round. Because you're going to hear Leaf Schreiber, and he's going to be like, CeeDee Lamb is looking so fucking good. Look at this one-handed grab. Him and Dak have great rapport. And people are going to go, oh, my God, he's the guy.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I could have gotten him in like the 7th round, and everyone would have said, what a terrible pick. And watch him be a top 10 receiver.
So you're predicting the fact that you already thought he would have been a top 10 receiver regardless of the fact that they were on Hard Knocks, and now he will get overpriced based on that.
He will get overpriced based on people seeing him.
Right. Well, you just use it then in reverse then, you know. You find the next CeeDee Lamb, and you know that he's on Hard Knocks, and so it's like, relax, dude. But as a Giants fan, I'm very happy.
Yeah, I'm happy for you. I think that division's going to come down now to you and the Washington football team.
I think the Giants also picked up an old lineman of yours, if I'm correct, of the Bills this week. They signed or they traded for, am I correct in this? Or they should go for some guy that was on the Bills. I'm trying to see. I read somewhere. Who's a Bills lineman, a defensive lineman?
You signed. No, that's from March. Let's see. That's from May, March.
I was reading they should have signed, or they're close to signing. I can't remember the guy's name.
Probably some Giants rumor fan site saying they should sign
Big Blue
something.
Nation or something like that. They were talking about. I thought it was maybe I thought I'd read that it happened.
By the way, can I say about Zeke Elliott, as a guy who drafted him last year, I don't think I would take him this year in the first.
No,
Brandon and I had this argument.
As I told him, everyone shit on his performance. He finished number 8 in PPR in fantasy.
But to me, he got fat and his team lost.
It doesn't
Why would I
matter.
want him?
He finished 8th.
I don't.
He was the 8th best player in PPR fantasy.
But you can't tell me he was the 8th best running back.
But I don't care about who the 8th best running back is in reality.
I do. I want winners on my team.
You can have a bunch of winners, and you're not going to win fantasy.
No, but Brenton, think about it like this. He overpaid for him if he drafted for him in the first round.
When did you pick him? What pick do you have? Do you remember?
It was because like 4th or 5th.
McCaffrey got hurt.
Right.
Barkley got hurt. So there's 1 and 2 just gone. You're better than them.
I would still rather have those two, though, because at least I knew they were hurt and they weren't half-assing their performances.
But that's not how you win.
I know, but Zeke he strikes me as a running back that had a couple great years and then got fat and lazy, and you can't really recover from that.
I've been saying this for a year. If Zeke didn't have that massive contract, they would have dumped him already and used Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard should be a starting running back somewhere.
I do believe, though, that the offensive line has gotten worse every single year pretty much that he's been on the team, and that has a direct effect. I mean, he's been healthy enough this last year. The team had problems, but the offensive line isn't as nearly as good as it was when they drafted him, or even year 1 or 2.
No, but Dak got hurt, and then he had Andy Dalton for a bit, and then he had, I don't even remember the guy's name that came in that was just a disaster. The 3rd string, he had like the Italian name, sounded like a fancy pizza restaurant.
Whoa.
You know what I'm talking about?
Tony Romo.
Not Tony Romo.
No, not Tony Romo, Aaron.
But there is a theme with that team in drafting Italian-named quarterbacks. It was like
I don't remember, but
he was named after like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, like Donatello or something.
Who do you think has a better season fantasy-wise? Who do you think has a better season fantasy-wise?
Yeah,
Ezekiel Elliott or Saquon Barkley?
Oh, Saquon, not even close.
Honestly, I would probably still go Zeke. I mean, if I'm drafting 3rd in a league, I'm going Barkley. But if I'm drafting later, I'm getting Zeke, and I'm happy about it. I think Zeke, if we're talking about PPR, you have to look at game script. The Giants are going to be a competitive team with a much better defense. They're probably going to be lower scoring games because they don't have to put 40 points up. I'm telling you, like, the Cowboys are going to be chasing, and they're going to have to score, and they can. They have a lot of talent on that team. And he's going to be catching a lot of passes out of the backfield. He can, put his shoulders down and run, and he stays healthy. Barkley has not played a full season yet in his career, so I don't trust him.
Brenton, I kind of want to bet you right now on the podcast.
Okay.
that Barkley,
Fuck yes.
And by the
that's
way,
what I'm talking
Ben
about. Because
DiNucci.
Ben DiNucci.
Ben
That's
DiNucci.
right. I remember Ben DiNucci. That is an
Ben
Italian-ass
DiNucci.
name.
So that's what they were dealing with last year. They had Ben DiNucci.
Well, can I say also, you guys should definitely have some sort, because Lucas, you said, without a doubt, not even close. I mean, why do you think Saquon has such a more of an advantage than Ezekiel?
Because he has something to prove. He's coming off a year where he didn't play. He just strikes me as a more driven person. He stays out of the trouble that Zeke gets himself into. I just like Saquon a lot more, and I think that he will still have a borderline Hall of Fame career if he can be healthy.
But
I still think he was a good pick by the Giants.
You're reading into it as a person that's breaking down reality instead of fantasy. And my guy plays in a dome. My guy plays a lot of games inside, perfect weather. He can cut. Your guy's going to have to play in the snow, in the cold. It's going to be slippery.
Oh, I'll take the snow. I'll take whatever. He'll outproduce Zeke
And
this
again,
year.
he has not stayed healthy his entire career.
Who's the Giants' backup again? I don't even remember.
They got a couple guys last year, and then they signed what's his name from the old Falcon for one, Devonta Freeman.
Oh, that's
Freeman.
right. That's right.
So
right, right now they have Barkley, Corey Clement, Elijah Penny, Devonta Freeman, and Raquel Armstead.
Yeah, none of those guys compared to Saquon. Like you said, Zeke has Pollard.
Well, no one compares to Saquon's a freak athlete, but the question is, will he stay healthy?
Yes, Brenton, please, come on.
I think he
Please.
does. I
He's
think
the
he does.
second,
I really think
he's the
he
second
does,
best
dude.
athlete.
Yeah.
I think as far as running backs, it's Christian McCaffrey, then Barkley, even though Dalvin Cook will probably have a better year.
Just offensively, they're more of an in-sync team than the Giants are. But yes, again, I think that health-wise, all things being equal, and also, the ability to play the same amount of games, I think Saquon has a better year than Ezekiel. Not because I think the Giants are necessarily a much better team than the Cowboys, but I just feel like
They are,
the amount of times they're going to go to him, the amount of opportunities you're going to get out of the backfield and different things, they're going to put him out in slot. They're going to try to maybe save his body with the hits in the middle. So, I think he could be more of a receiving weapon than ever before. So hopefully, because he likes to get the guy out in space. I don't mind him running. He's a powerful runner, but I'd like to see him in a little more open space. So I think there'll be opportunities to do some good things with him. Hopefully, we'll see what happens. And yes, he will stay healthy. For God's sakes, Brent.
I hope he
can't have
does.
this
I
3 years in a
want the
row.
fans to get to see him. I'm not cheering against him. I'm just saying, based on what I think game script will be and how good these two teams are going to be, you're going to be much more competitive. You'll be in closer games. And the Cowboys are going to have to fucking put up 40 points. And that's going to have to go to somebody. And the offense tends to run through Ezekiel Elliott.
Mike McCarthy, how do you think has he ever been on Hard Knocks before? No, they've never done it. No. I wonder how he's going to come off. It's like, I'm sure he's probably watched them or seen some stuff and has some opinions on how coaches look on those kind of things, and never being on one. It's like, this is going to be, because they're going to look for different shit. You're going to have, they can't, it's the third time. It's not just going to be the Jerry Jones show. It's like they've done it before. We did it, I think, the year the league was on. I think Hard Knocks was on, the Cowboys were on Hard Knocks, and it was like getting Jerry Jones's time for like 20 minutes was almost impossible because he's always constantly talking to the Hard Knocks guys. So, we'll see how it plays out. And I'm interested to see how Mike McCarthy deals with sort of that whole, what comes with it. You know what I'm saying? Being 24/7.
I mean, over under the times they mention Aaron Rodgers in episode 1, because, him and Mike McCarthy did not have a good relationship.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
Towards the end.
Yeah.
Or was it the beginning, too?
It was kind of throughout. You really get the impression that Aaron didn't respect him, thought he was lazy. There were reports of Mike McCarthy getting massages when team meetings were going on and that kind of shit. So, I'm curious, too. That's an interesting angle. He's a very roly-poly kind of coach. Definitely grateful he's not coaching my team.
Yeah, I mean, I always looked at him as sort of a hard-nosed players coach, like almost the way I looked at Bill O'Brien, like kind of a guy that the players don't mind playing for. Aaron Rodgers, I always looked at as a person that's tough to probably get along with in any circumstance. We can get to that in a second, because the next thing I want to talk about is that match yesterday. I don't know if you guys got a chance to watch it, but anyway, McCarthy always seemed to me like a kind of guy that I never heard the lazy thing before. Or the massage thing. God, if he's getting massages, dude, this is going to turn into because even Rex Ryan knew. And if you told me Rex Ryan was getting massages while the players were getting yelled at by the assistant coaches, that makes sense to me. But I didn't quite think that Mike McCarthy was going to be, from the same cloth.
No, this was a Bleacher Report article from a couple of years ago. But
right.
and it also goes into Aaron Rodgers not being drafted by the 49ers when Mike McCarthy was the offensive coordinator. And so really the second that McCarthy came to Green Bay, Rodgers didn't, had a chip on his shoulder, as he does.
Yeah.
And as of yesterday, he still says he doesn't know if he's going to play this year. He said,
look,
in a
yesterday,
quote, "We'll see, won't we?"
Well, here's the deal. I watched that match yesterday, which was a beautiful golf course they played in Montana. It was the third or fourth installment of these kind of, it started with Phil Mickelson versus Tiger Woods for, like $10 million, and now it's gone with a charity aspect, blah, blah, blah. This week it was Bryson DeChambeau and Aaron Rodgers versus Phil Mickelson and Tom Brady. And, look, they had Barkley, which was great because Barkley asked the questions that people, he was asking Tom Brady about, being hurt and how does he feel and this and that and how old he really is and how his body really feels. But then they got to Aaron Rodgers and, they asked him point blank. It was like, are you going to be back? Are you going back with the Packers? And each announcer took the time and he just literally sat there and brushed off every single time. He's like, I'm just out here to have fun. Guys, look around. And I don't know if he's like, look around, look at the sky, look at these mountains. How could you worry about the trials and tribulations of the real world? It was almost like he is the modern day Phil Jackson in a sense of, I'm going to just be this peaceful sort of warrior that behind the scenes gets my point across, and and I will stand for what I believe in. But for the most part, you're not going to tie me down or pin me down. And he talks shit. He talks shit to everyone. He talks shit to Phil. He talks shit to his own partner. He called him a fucking like a weirdo. Like he's like Bryson DeChambeau's a weirdo. And he goes, half the shit he tells me I can't understand. I don't even listen to it. I just stare off into space. So I like him. I understand that it's probably not easy to get along with him on a day-to-day basis. Anyone family that if you can't get along with your family for whatever reason, I'm not saying all your family, and I'm not saying at the same time, but if you don't speak to your brother or sister for a very long time, I don't know, something's going on. My point is this: it's tough to be easy around you. So I watched this thing, but the guy can play golf, number one. I believe he's a legit 3.5 or 4 handicap because he drove the ball real well. He putted pretty well. I mean, he did the things he needed to do. And he never at any point took himself too serious. He was just very, Wait, that was me. Did Aaron just say drove the ball real well?
No, continue. Sorry.
Am I having a stroke?
You're not having a stroke.
Did I just hear?
No,
you might be having a stroke.
I pulled up the YouTube page so we can get comments. Since you called in, I realized we're not able to take calls.
Oh, okay. Got it. Thank God I'm not having a stroke.
All the comments are about how it sounds like you're shouting into a megaphone. This was when we first started.
Okay, good.
You're good now.
Now it's better. Yeah. Give us a thumbs up if it's good. I'm sure it is. Either way, we're going on. What the hell are we going to do at this point?
Yeah.
We'll figure everything out for next week, ladies and gentlemen, okay? Relax. This is free. Remember that, for God's sakes. Anyway, Aaron Rodgers is probably the most zen fucking dude out there. And to be on national television playing golf, like Steph Curry, you could tell he was nervous. Peyton Manning, probably a little nervous. Tom Brady kind of relaxed a little bit, but this is his second one, so Aaron Rodgers, he even said, he was like, yeah, I really don't play that much. That's how I kind of get ready for these things. The more I play, the worse I get. So he said he went out there with his buddies, played 2 weeks ago on the course, tried a couple different shots, but he played really well. And you know what? This all leads me to believe he's happy. He is a happy man.
He did tweet that he was very thankful that he's had this time off instead of worrying about the upcoming season to work on his mental health. So he's
truly,
in a better place. Now, competitively,
really
I don't know if that helps him come the season if he does play. We'll see. He's still going to be good, but is he going to be as good as he has been?
Bro, he threw a football yesterday while, because they tee off on 2 different tees. So at one point, Bryson and Phil were off by the pro tees, and Tom and and Aaron Rodgers got a football, obviously. So, and they just started whipping it back and forth, probably 15 yards away. And
that's Tom's maximum distance.
Just talking about Aaron's like, I noticed you this year. You used to be straight over center, and or your left leg was out a little bit more. He's like, now you're straight, almost parallel with center, and this and that. He's like, yeah, and this and that. But you could tell it's the kind of thing where they were throwing the ball, right? And then once they knew the cameras are around, they started throwing a little harder and a little harder. And now it's now they were kind of whipping it. And Aaron Rodgers still, dude, can fucking whip that thing in there like nobody's business. So there is no loss of talent. The guy has every athletic ability under the sun. I don't believe he's lost any bit of it. And I believe mentally he's probably in a better space he's ever been in his entire life. Mm-hmm. So if he does come back, he's going to be formidable. A real fucking, he's going to defend his MVP status for sure. But based on what I saw yesterday, dude, he's happy, and he is probably more than happy just to kind of sit there, because he's not the kind of guy that is every day reading the newspaper. What are they saying about me today? What is my angle? Are we winning this war? This is a war. This is us versus them. He doesn't believe it's that. He's not Antonio Brown. He's not fighting for himself, and he just is I'm cool. You guys aren't, and when you turn cool, I'll fucking come back. And that's kind of the way it is. And he's I'm fine being cool out here by myself without you. Because I have found ways, whether it be Jeopardy, whether it be celebrity golf, to remain what is the most popular football story going into camp? Him. And he doesn't even have to be there. Mm-hmm. And he's not going to lose a step, and I don't believe he's going to trust me. Every receiver on that team cannot wait for him to come back. They're not going to be oh, geez, we're going to need so all this time to get used to it. It's no, we got it. A couple fucking step backs, and here we go.
Yeah,
Devonta Adams is going to be very happy.
We do have the preseason this year. It might be a different story if it was last season, no preseason, but we've got the 4 preseason games.
But I thought they lost 1 preseason game.
Well, 3 preseason games. It's not like they play in the 4th one anyway.
Yeah. They're still practicing. They're still starting at the same time. So it's they'll get the practice under their belt. Everyone's going to be fine if he comes back to play. Aaron Rodgers, I'm not worried about coming back in bad form or shape or anything like that. But he looked happy, man. And I could see him just sitting there going, I'm not going to do this until everything is the way I kind of want it to be. And I don't know what that is.
Question about Aaron Rodgers compared to Brady. If Rodgers does play this year, which I think everybody kind of thinks he will, how old do you think he will, how long do you think he will play compared to Brady? Because Brady, of course, plans to go till 45. There's no way Rodgers goes that long.
I truly think it's a thing where it's look, I'm coming back. Here we go. You guys got to show me. It's almost like a husband that cheated on his wife. All right, the wife's coming back, but you got to be super nice to me for a real long time, for a while.
You're gonna buy me a really nice car.
Get me the nice guys I need. The nice thing. I'm gonna be great to you. I'm gonna continue to give you the love and support I always have. I've been a loving wife my entire life. But now it's time for you to step up. It's time for you to show me a little bit of respect and even go above and beyond. And if these things collide and they work out, we're going to make magic happen. We're going to win a Super Bowl, and who knows? Maybe we'll win back-to-back, and then I'll ride off into the sunset. But if the situation is south, now I'm not going to stick around to fucking. So it may go. We may have to do a LeBron James thing where it's year to year or 2-year contracts from here on out. where I lay down the terms.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much every NBA contract now with superstars at least.
Yeah.
But do you think Rodgers will play past 40?
Yes.
Look, again, I think if he comes back and they give him the tools and he wins the Super Bowl maybe this year or next year, it's like, yeah, maybe I'll go back and repeat.
I think he has 2 to 3 more years of really, really good football.
Oh, absolutely.
But I don't think he'll go as long as Brady because
high level.
he seems to really like not playing right now. So he doesn't have that psycho drive, and he's marrying a movie star. His life's going to be a little bit different. He's going to be going to fancy parties. He's going to be content with not getting killed every week.
Unlike Tom Brady, I don't think he has to do as much physically off season that Tom Brady does to keep his body in the shape that it's in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think he has to eat all the shit that Tom eats, or I'm not saying Tom has to do that either, but to get to the level he wants to, he thinks that all that stuff is necessary, and whatever the fuck he does, God, I mean, please give it to all of us. But I don't think that Aaron Rodgers, A, has to, or B, probably wants to. So I think if he started to get to the point where his skills diminished that much that he was like, you know, like I have to start eating fucking this many drinks or this many calories or start my off season then and start to, you know what? Fuck it, dude. Yeah, I'm good, bro. I'll be a State Farm guy for the next couple years. I'll go host a TV show like Dwayne Wade, or I'll fucking do this. I'll commentate and take Tony Romo's job. You know, whatever it is, you know, it's like I'll do. You know, he's going to be fine. So I think he knows that, and I don't think he has that drive to be, you know, whatever Tom Brady wants to be, the king of the world. I'm not sure. So,
and nobody's taking Romo's job. Romo's too good. I still think he's the best announcer in the game.
I think Romo's job is great, and he's solidified a real. You know, obviously they gave him $18 million to not play football, but I do think that Aaron Rodgers could be the Fox's version of Tony Romo.
Yes.
And could be a thing where, and just as good because he has a different personality. It's more self-deprecating. You know, he doesn't mind laughing at himself or he doesn't take himself too seriously. You know, he would be in sketches. Could you imagine him and Riggle doing sketches and shit like that? So I do think there's a world where, you know, I don't think we're going to be sitting on Tony Romo's cot for that much longer with some of the guys coming out. Okay. I don't. I mean, I think he's real good at calling one, you know, but like if Aaron Rodgers called a play, which I'm sure he could do before it happened, I would respect it much more from a guy who's won fucking Super Bowls and has a much better career. You know what I'm saying?
That's a great point. I mean, and Amazon's trying to get
Dan Orlovsky. If you put Dan Orlovsky in a booth every week, he'd probably be able to do the same job, if not better, as Tony Romo. Okay, but Dan Orlovsky doesn't have the clout that Tony Romo has. I don't think Tony Romo has the clout that Aaron Rodgers has, to be honest with you. So, you know, that's my own fucking BS opinion on that. But I just, you know, again, I like Tony Romo, but I just don't think he's the end all be all in the fucking booth. I'd rather have John Madden, to be honest with you. So, is that still an option?
I think it is. He's still around, right?
Yeah, I think he's still alive. We haven't heard about John Madden.
But he's retired.
He's probably really bad.
I mean, he looked bad the last year he was on air, and that was, a decade ago?
It wasn't that long, was it?
It's been a while.
Jeez, yeah.
When did John Madden retire?
Bryson DeChambeau drove a golf ball 392 yards with a 3-wood, which is not the driver, it's the one below it, onto the green to 8 feet yesterday.
2008.
Tom Brady stepped up and hit a driver inside of that. That's Tom Brady right there. I'm going to outdo a golfer in the game that he plays.
Goddamn,
it was unbelievable to watch. Now they lost. Tom and Phil lost to Bryson and Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers sunk a 8-footer that had a little bit of turn in it and just just clapped over the hole. It was fantastic. A lot of money was raised for charity. It was fun. Barack Obama was on at one point, and they asked him if he would ever do it. He said his game's not good enough, but then I think Charles Barkley said, he goes, man, what about me and you versus Trump and, I don't know, Toby Keith? And I was like, that you need to make a pay-per-view event. We may be able to solve the homeless crisis with the amount of money that would raise.
See, I I thought when Obama was president, he was golfing all the time. That's what Trump was saying. I would think his game would be a lot better.
I think I think he probably golfed more when he was president than he gets a chance to now. I think now it's like, honey, I'm going to take a meeting, and it's like whatever. It's like she didn't know. Now he's like, I'm leaving. She's like, where are you going? He's like, I'm fucking Barack Obama. I'm going out. She's like, where? When are you gonna be home? And he's like, I'm fucking. You're wearing shorts, Barack. It's like, all right, I'm gonna go play golf. It's like, again?
Yeah, Michelle's not a
third
golf
time this
widow.
week, and she's like, when does it stop? And he's like, fucking, this is what I want to do now. I have fun, I can get shit done, but it's also competitive. And it's like, so she probably breaks his balls a lot. It's like, I bet you he played more, and he's probably worse. That's how it works. You gotta have a strong hold.
Steve Casper is in the chat, and he wants you and Teeb to face off in a golf tournament, and the loser has to break 3 tables.
Well, first of all, we're going to do this because he's been talking a lot of shit, Teeb, on his fucking punk ass podcast and also their Patreon.
Which, by the way, aren't we supposed to take that over? They haven't paid us yet.
They haven't done anything, dude.
Somebody won their league. Somebody came in, bent them all over.
Their fucking league. Yeah. We haven't heard a fucking peep from those cunts. So tell them to pay back before they set up another fucking crossover event. No, I'll beat the fuck out of Teeb, and he knows it. And he's practicing every day, and that's fine. Good. I'm glad he's put his energy towards something. I'm getting some in. I'm a little rusty this week. I haven't played or picked up my clubs, but I'm in the middle of a move. It's a very traumatic event. Mm-hmm. Anyway, Court knows, and he said, I'm the best golfer, most improved golfer comic of the year. And that's it. I don't care how many rounds he's played. I don't care what his handicaps come down to. Step up or get swept up. You know where to fucking find me, please.
Steve, how many oatmeal cream pies do you think you can eat? Because Steve might have you there.
Dude, let me tell you something. I'm not eating any oatmeal cream pies, and I know for a fact that if he lost, he's not going to fucking eat an oatmeal cream pie either.
Why is that?
Okay? I bleached Ari's asshole like I was supposed to.
You really did, yeah.
I was there.
I held it open. It was terrible.
It was terrible.
I did something else. I had to electrocute myself. I don't know what I had. It was taser. I don't know what every time I've gone on that show, I paid off my fucking bets.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, Teeb disappears to fucking La La Land when it's his turn. So, anyway, what was my point before all this? It wasn't Bryson DeChambeau. Fucking A.
Aaron Rodgers.
No. Damn it.
Talking about moving.
No.
Did that go okay, by the way?
So far, so good, dude. So far, so good. Our dog will be here tonight.
Where's your dog now?
They put Mickey in a box, and he's been on a truck.
No.
And
he got picked up
by strangers?
No, well, not hired strangers. Hired
strangers you pay.
Strangers you pay, to do things that you don't want to do. That's how life works. We all know that, right? I drove cross country twice last year, and
he went on Fiverr, found a guy with a truck bed.
Is Fiverr the sub internet?
Fiverr's the one.
The gig worker.
Yeah.
The dark web, yeah.
Yes.
No, I went on the dark web. The place you find hitmen, to find a guy that wouldn't sell
Paid
my
a guy in
dog
Dogecoin to pick up his dog.
Yep. And so he and his wife show up in a van at the hotel we were staying at last week. And in a van, a very suspect van.
No windows.
Yeah.
And so basically what happened was he and his wife got out. He immediately started taking pictures of the Lamborghinis in the parking lot. I was like, okay. And then his wife gets out. She's just, she's very nice, but glittered. She's from Tampa, so she's glittered from head to toe and like all the sorts of glitter. It's a big van. It got a lot of space, and they were very, very kind. They take pictures and they send videos every single day, and they said they'd take great care of them, and they loved them right away. So we've gotten a lot of evidence, but not people like if it was my kids, I'd be like, yeah, we're gonna, you know what, I'm gonna. But the kind of people you'd expect, eccentric people. They were showing us like, oh, this dog's from the Westminster Dog Show, like that was like a couple weeks ago, and I was like, oh, great, whatever. So I don't give a fuck. Just get them all there alive. That's all I give a shit about. And don't fuck the dogs. That was the one thing. It's like they show you videos in the hotel. It's, oh, I just walked Mickey and here he is, and he's walking around. And then all of a sudden you see on the bed, like, the guy, like, in his underwear. You're like, oh, fuck. Like, come on. Like, give me a break.
He's got to be so confused.
Yeah. If Mickey comes back with glitter on him, you know they fucked him.
Oh, God. I mean, he probably would. If he could write a book, he would be like, look, I tried to gnaw my leg off the last time not to go on a plane. You forced me on the plane, whatever. Now, okay, I don't go on the plane and you leave me with two fucking HBO real sex freaks that fuck me all across the country every fucking stop. They fuck me, or they made the other dogs fuck each other and watched, or we had to watch them fuck each other.
Yeah, Mickey's going to need his own emotional support animal after this experience.
He will. He'll need one of those snakes you wrestle up down in Austin next time you go down there to hang out with. Dude,
by the way, your face is healed.
Yeah,
which is good.
I had a gnarly scar. I went on stage last Saturday with like just a fresh, fucked up face. And it's so weird doing comedy when you have such a noticeable injury. Like I told Brent, and I went on stage, first comment is like, I feel like the fucking Terminator right now. But yeah, I scratched it up real good. And
you were very self-conscious?
Yes, which you have to. It's your face. Yeah.
Did you have a joke ready to go right out of the box?
I had to. I had to. But even still, it was a hard set. It's hard to do comedy when you look like a badass, you know?
I did one time after mouth surgery, probably a day or two too early. But I got a Saturday main room spot. This is like 2006, and I was like, you can't pass those up back then.
Right.
So I'm like, absolutely yes. But in the middle of it, like my gum was a little swollen, my like the inside. Yeah. And then I see these people in the front row. They were kind of like looking at each other like, oh. And I guess, I don't know, a stitch had popped and I started bleeding out the side of my mouth. It was like coming, I didn't feel it. It was like coming out the side of my mouth. And I was like, oh, I started like, I brought a drink on the stage. So I started like to drink and try to catch the blood and bring it back into my mouth and drink it. And then they were like, oh, and I go, look, I just had oral surgery. It was a really bad set. So I understand what you're talking about, too.
No.
You don't really, those are hurdles you can't really get over, especially when they're in your mind and you're like, I can't.
Yeah, I couldn't judge the jokes that night because they went over okay, but it was just an okay set. I mean, it's hard to kill when
especially when you're not feeling your best too. Yeah. Are you feeling better?
Yeah, I feel great.
All right, good. What happened? Did you have a fireworks accident?
No, I'm on this new prostate medication, I stopped taking it for an enlarged prostate that lowers your blood pressure, and then between that and then I had some friends and fans come to the show that afterwards they were like, hey, try this Delta 9 stuff. Have you heard about this, Steve?
No.
It's some new strain of pot that's going around, and me being a habitual pot smoker, anytime you hear some new strain is out and it's the best,
here we go.
It's like, but to me, pot is pot.
Yeah.
I don't care about
plus,
this.
Have you ever hung out with Pete C? It's like, okay, you've got some great stuff, but have you ever hung out with Pete C? That's all I would say.
Yeah, exactly. So, exactly. Yeah. It'll all fuck you up the same way.
Yeah.
And so I try this, and it really is intense stuff. And now these people that gave it to me were from Iowa. So in my mind, I'm thinking, well, they're from Iowa. Their pot probably sucks.
Yeah.
Let me take a few hits of this. So between that and the medication, I just fainted, hit my head on some rocks. This was right outside of the Sunset Room. It was right after my set on Friday. And
well, at least it was after your set.
Exactly. And then, dude, it cracked open. And
dude.
And then I'm just concerned that I've been putting scar treatment on it every day since, and just
make sure you keep ointmenting that shit up, dude.
Yeah. So you were standing straight up and you just fell hard.
Yeah, I just fainted.
You're a big guy.
I'm a big guy, and I fell on rock.
You're lucky you didn't fucking crack your head open.
Seriously.
Bad.
I know. My teeth are okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Holy shit. Did you have to go to the hospital?
No. I went to Iowa a few days.
Put dirt on it.
Exactly. Who's calling me? Oh, Dean Del Rey's calling me.
Hey.
Oh, yeah. It's the Herb.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe he's calling to the podcast. Maybe I should have answered it. But Yeah, no, I feel fine now, and I don't think it's going to scar, but my face is shiny as hell because I just put petroleum oil on it. And I went and saw my cousin who's a dermatologist. I think all dermatologists tell you now to fix skin problems is put petroleum jelly on it. Like, do you go to the dermatologist a lot?
Well, no, I should, because I've got some fucking things, but my wife does all the time. So she whenever I have something that pops up, she takes care of it for me. So she's constantly into like different sort of lotions and creams, and you got to make sure it's well moisturized.
Yeah, we're white people. We have to over moisturize. So now my face is super shiny, and every time I go on stage, my face is lathered with fucking petroleum. So I'm just shining like the sun.
Damn, dude. I thought it was a fucking rattlesnake bite. I was like, holy shit.
No, I'm going to tell people that, though. That's a way better story.
Better story.
Yeah.
Then I had prostate medication that made me sleepy.
How was your guys' 4th, by the way? Did you guys do anything fun, or was it fireworks in your lives, or no?
I took some mushrooms, went on a hike, and ran into Sam Tripoli.
Look at, dude, did you really run into Sam Tripoli?
No.
That sounds like a conspiracy.
Bro, I didn't see you, bro.
Come on,
dude. That's great. We were at the hotel our last night in LA, and we watched fireworks in the fucking hotel. It was great. Had a nice dinner. Some good friends came over. It was awesome.
It was your birthday too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, banged it out. 44. Fucking feeling good. Getting ready for the next, 44 years of my life. I figure
senior
88's
tour.
A good time to go. This is it
Senior
now.
tour.
Yep. 88's a good number, dude. 88's respectable. You live to 88, that's fucking sweet. You're like, here we go. So now another 44 years left in me to fucking rock it, right? Here we go. Come on now, Steve.
Now you need a midlife crisis.
Jesus.
Do I really?
Yeah.
He's had several.
I've used a couple get out of jail free cards already. So
he's had like 3 in the last year.
That's true.
Yeah, both personally and publicly. I'm pretty good as far as like making people get upset with me. You know, yeah. I'm gonna just fucking steady Eddie for the rest of this fucking.
It's gonna lay low.
Nice and easy. Coasted in on the way, Ben. Fuck, dude. Yeah, it's we already had our first rain fucking thunderstorm here in New York. It was amazing last night. Nice. I literally took the pails out, and we haven't had rain. When's the last time it rained in Los Angeles? Can you even?
I don't. 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I swear.
So like it was like weird to feel drops of water. Like you were like, oh, is someone pissing on me? Oh no, it's actual rain. It's beautiful. But we're getting into baseball. Travel baseball starts up, so we got tournaments this weekend and this and that. So I'll keep you guys very much updated on the progress of the old fucking Jonah Renazizi.
The next Ohtani.
Unbelievable, dude. I mean, look, last week I kind of jinxed him because I said he was the greatest ever, and then he went out and gave up 7 runs to the Yankees in the first inning, but they ended up winning the game because the Yankees just stayed. I mean, we're not even going to go there today.
Keep your blood pressure
We're not
down.
even, as a gift to myself, we're not even going to go there. But Ohtani, I mean, absolutely deserving of both a pitching nod and a fucking hitting and player nod. So unbelievable. Whatever's a meme, whatever you put up, the social media post you put up yesterday. How old do I sound when I say that?
Pretty old.
What do I call it? The meme between Ohtani and Babe Ruth. What is that, a meme?
Yeah, it's a meme.
Yeah, that thing was great because that's really showing you what we're talking about
His
here.
numbers are either comparable or better than Babe Ruth right now.
But he wasn't drunk like Babe Ruth was.
That's true.
No. But Babe Ruth wasn't as Korean as he is. So
true.
You know what I'm saying? Or Japanese as he is. So, you know what I'm saying? Who knows?
Wait, what race is he? I thought he's Japanese.
Who, Babe Ruth?
No. No,
Ohtani?
No, he's Japanese.
He's from Japan.
He's Japanese, yeah, dude. He's like they kept sending everyone over there. I mean, Ichiro Suzuki was unbelievable, but Tanaka, Hideki Matsui, a lot of guys coming over, but this guy it's remarkable. It's unbelievable, and I hope that think about it. Whatever longevity is, if he could pitch for 10 years and play both for 10 years, that would be, unbelievable. Babe Ruth didn't even do that. I think Babe Ruth only pitched and hit for how many years, Aaron? Probably what, 6 years, 5 years, probably? It wasn't that long.
Yeah, if that.
So if he could do it longer, which I think he can, and then maybe transfer into a fucking first baseman and not have to throw the ball anymore and just sit there, he's big.
I have this Ohtani T-shirt that I got in an Angels game, and I'll wear it next week on the podcast and give it away to a Patreon too. It's so ridiculous, but it's just like 100 of his faces plastered on this silk T-shirt.
Oh, that's fantastic! I love it.
Yeah.
My wife got me a Hawaiian shirt with my kids and her faces all over it. That's the Hawaiian look of it. Like it's just their faces all over it. So. I will never wear that shirt on the
baseball question for you, Steve, from Andrew Smith. He's wondering who's going to win the AL East. Is it going to be Tampa or Boston? And are the Yankees going to finish worse than the Orioles?
No, they will not finish worse than the Orioles. That's a joke, the second part.
I think he's trying to raise your blood pressure.
Yeah, he is trying to raise my blood pressure. Thank you very much. It's not going to happen. They will not finish worse than the fucking Orioles. But, I mean, Boston. If Chris Sale comes back and he's healthy and he's like Chris Sale, Boston's going to win that fucking division. I really thought it was going to be Tampa just hanging around, and they're still close, but I don't know. I don't see Boston going anywhere. They got big time hitters. They have a great lineup. Some of the Rays have come down to earth from last year. Rosarena, Brendan Lau's not even really hitting that well. It's been almost 2 years in a row now. He's not playing that well. So it's like, I don't know. You got a couple guys in Boston playing out of their heads, and for some reason it's not stopping. So I think Boston wins the division.
Boston's probably going to get Kimbrel back again as well.
Kimbrel too, right?
The Cubs are in a tailspin, so they're probably going to trade him away.
Fuck. I don't even know what he said, but I know it's bad.
The Cubs have lost 11 in a row. I just want to say that as a Cardinals fan.
I know.
And they're probably going to trade Kimbrel back to the Red Sox, is what I'm hearing.
Because the Red Sox now all of a sudden become buyers. My biggest question is, are the Yankees going to be buyers or sellers? And I truly, at this point, do not know. I think the next probably 2 weeks will be the actual... we'll know how we do again. 3 games against Seattle and 3 games against Houston. Both teams, the 2 best records in baseball since June 13th. So we will see where we are after that. And then we go into Boston and all these fucking hard teams. So let me tell you something. To answer your question, I don't think it's going to be the New York Yankees that's going to win the AL East. I don't even think they're going to fucking make it into the playoffs. So that's that. Don't get me upset. No, I can't wait for the All-Star game next week. It's going to be a fun game. I think American League wins. I just think there's too much firepower on that side. Not that the National League doesn't have firepower, but I like the American League to win the game. And what else? Oh, by the way, did you watch the hot dog eating contest? Did anyone get into it?
Yes.
Holy shit. And we've gotten a couple of requests. We want to do it again. So I think in the next couple of weeks, we'll try to get together a hot dog eating contest.
Are you serious?
Yeah, why not, dude?
Oh, Jesus.
Why not?
I'm still recovering from last year and ate like 3.
I know. I ate like 4. And
you did the stupidest shit.
No, I did like fancy condiments on each
you were
one,
loading them up. You used Hawaiian buns.
Yeah, they're better. Hawaiian buns are fucking far superior than regular
they
buns.
are, but it's not about taste.
I know. They're heavy buns. They're thick, heavy buns.
Damn right.
That's what you like. Thick, heavy buns.
That's exactly, Steve.
Brenton, I'm trying to figure out a way if we can do a 2-tiered event where we do a hot dog eating contest, and then I challenge you to the 50 Pop'ems, like just the actual race.
I want to do that. I would.
Yeah, me too.
Want to do the donuts.
So maybe I don't know. We'll have to see how many friends of mine are willing to do the hot dog eating contest. Because if we can get enough people to do the hot dog eating contest, then we can save me and you to do that as a precursor, or maybe who knows. We'll see. You just see like how the guys did the chugging of the lemonade
Yeah.
during the hot dog eating contest this year.
Yeah.
It was like that big, huge dude, and then that little guy that was just fucking sitting. He was spilling out the side of his mouth the way I do. Yeah, that was great. So that could be like us eating pop-ups, Brenton. We can do that.
Let's do
I
it.
think that's a good idea. All right, good.
Did you watch the whole hot dog eating contest, Steve? Even the women?
No, I didn't watch the women.
You didn't watch the women?
I never.
You don't watch the women? Oh, I watched the women this year, and the last place woman. Guess how many hot dogs she ate?
How many?
No guess.
Wait, hold on. The last place woman?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if I remember right, it was only
7.
It was only 5.
5.
Right. We could do that in 10 minutes.
Lucas, I ready for this? We start. We get the Patreon really pumped up, big time. We're talking thousands of dollars going into your account a month, right? We get you ready for that. What is it? Gender reconstruction surgery. Bingo. And in a year from now, you are in there crushing bitches, eating hot dogs.
You can do that all in a year. You can become a woman in a year.
He's born a man, but he eats like a woman. Here we go. Lucas Hurl. Bingo. Get in there, and you will at least qualify. I know you could put down at least 5 or 6, dude.
Yeah.
In 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
If we trained while we got your gender reconstructed, we'd be a fucking...
Yeah, ESPN would love that story.
What a 30 for 30 right there. Produced by All Things Comedy, directed by Bill Burr. Born a man, ate like a woman.
By the way,
I love it.
Did you also see ESPN's feed went out in the middle of the fucking contest?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was so
Yeah,
terrible.
I thought it was. I was watching it on my phone, and I thought I just had a bad connection.
Me too. I thought the guy
It
that
was
was
like
tweeting was...
right at the end.
Yeah.
The worst possible
with, like,
time, like a
green
minute
and
28
pause.
left. Just
Sloppy
The
contest.
announcer guy's pretty annoying, though. The announcer guy's...
Yeah.
Like, he's a good hype man, but it's like, come on, bro. We gotta, like, know what we're talking about here. And I know it's exciting, but Jesus Christ, this is not the most...
well, he ate
This is
one
not-
more than last year.
Well, no, I'm excited that, but like the whole leading up, like this guy, like what's about to happen here. It's like, relax. I know it's Coney Island and you're supposed to just, make it big, but Jesus Christ. Yeah, another fucking 4th of July in the books, ladies and gentlemen. No one, but I hate to get terrible, but the awful story that happened on the 4th with the Columbia.
Yeah, the hockey player.
Jackets?
Yeah.
Yeah, terrible, dude. But it does make a great statement for the tube. Remember the tube that I used last year? We used it again this year. My friends used it, right? That plexiglass tube that I built with that holds the fireworks inside of it, so you can light it from
off
underneath.
at people.
Oh.
Keep the shit going from side to side.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this is the time to bring it to the masses. So I'm going to get a picture of it up. We'll put it up on the Instagram page. Any entrepreneurs out there that know how to make a thing, like I'm telling you, this fucking thing works, and we'll make it the What's the Odds fucking tube, officially sponsored by What's the Odds.
Let's go on Shark Tank.
I'm telling you right now, bro. This is it. This is what it is. Like, this is the idea. What I've created will literally, truly save lives. Thank you, Sharks. I'm asking for $450 million for 5% of my company. It's a lot. There's a lot of money in plastics.
Yes.
All right. Well, that's it, guys. What else? You guys? By the way, I want to say this. I got to plug some dates. Next weekend, the 17th and 18th, I'll be at Governor's Comedy Club on Long Island, New York. Governor's Comedy Club, govs.com or govscomedy.com for tickets. And then also, I'm going to do Skankfest this year. They asked me to talk about it on the podcast, and I will politely do that. Of course, I'm excited to go to Skankfest. It's November 5th through 7th, the first weekend in November. In Houston, Texas, Skankfest, Louis J. Gomez, Dave Smith, Big J. Okerson, their podcast. The fan base is great. I've done it in New York. I can't wait to go down to Houston. I've never been to Houston, so look for that. Skankfest South 2021. You guys have any dates you want to plug? Anything you want to?
Proof of no vaccination required.
Yeah.
Proof, yes. Proof of QAnon membership and no vaccination is required.
Yeah, this week I'll be at the Comedy Store on Wednesday and Friday, and that's all I got for
Fuck yeah.
this week.
Tonight I'm going to be
Awesome.
in a mall in Valencia.
Lucky.
Shopping or performing? Or just
Performing,
doing
but he hasn't given me the
foot
name
rubs.
of the place, and I don't know what the show is called. And then
What
I'll
a
be
great gig.
But I'm
What
going
a
to be
great gig.
inside. It'll be the second time I performed inside in like a year and a half.
Wow.
So
That's
I'm
fun.
excited.
Good luck.
And then I got Stand Up New York is doing some LA shows. I'm on that tomorrow, and then Friday I'm at Supernova.
Excellent. Is Amy coming out? Hawthorne? Or no? She working?
I don't think so. I think
Oh,
they're-
that's New York Comedy Club. Sorry, I'm thinking of a different place. My bad. Anyway, beautiful. Well, those are the dates. And next week we will have more of the technical issues ironed out. We're going to work on some stuff, and I'll get
No
better.
promises.
I'll have my shit by then. I don't have any of my podcast stuff. It's in a fucking truck or a car being shipped across for my dog's ass across the country. But
If
that
your
is the
dog
podcast.
Yeah.
That's the podcast for the week. Thank you, everyone, for listening, watching. I'm sorry you had to see those two ugly fucks and not just my beautiful face. But we appreciate it, and we will talk to you next week.
Go Bills.